First up, we're trying the Wasabi Almonds from Tom's Farm. I still manage to somehow find some new flavors every time I go back to H Mart. I pray that it always stays that way because these are so much fun to try and so frequently delicious. First are these Wasabi Almonds, which just look like regular almonds with a thin dusting on them, basically. Sweeter than you'd think. Definitely more sugar than I was expecting on a wasabi almond. It plays pretty nicely with the wasabi. It's very light on like the heat from the wasabi. You get like that little bit of buildup and you're like, oh, here it's coming. But then it's kind of like, no, it's just that little mild buildup. There's not actually going to be much heat to it, which is a little bit of a bummer. I really like wasabi peas, especially with nuts in like a bar mix, and those have like a much more pungent smack of wasabi to them, and I kind of crave that little bit of heat. These are like a little more sweet and probably more palatable to like the average person who might not enjoy that strong nose searing, runny nose hit of the horseradishiness. Personally, I would like it to be a lot more wasabi strong. Next up is the hot and spicy chicken almond, which I am extremely excited for. Hot and spicy chicken is one of my favorite foods, especially Nashville hot chicken from Hattie B's and other places down in Nashville. Also, since trying the tteokbokki almond, my eyes have been opened to how good these can be savory as well as sweet. Before I was kind of like, I don't really want the savory flavors. I want the, black brown sugar milk tea and the tiramisu, but that tteokbokki one was so good that has me very excited for what this one could be. Very good. It tastes like sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce, kind of. You definitely get like a hit of barbecue sauce, or similar to those Fritos twists a little bit, but unlike the wasabi, it actually has a decent punch of heat to it, which, oh my god, these with beer would be fantastic. Yeah, these are definitely on the short list of my favorites of these nuts. They still have a little bit too much sweetness, but you know what? Actually, no, they don't. I don't mind it at all because it goes with the barbecue sauce flavor. And unlike the wasabi, they don't skimp on the heat in favor of the sweet. They give you both. I don't taste chicken at all. I don't think I want to in this case. It's really just like the coating of a delicious piece of chicken covered in a spicy barbecue sauce, plus that delightful crunch of the nut. These are fantastic. Recently went to Hershey Park, and in the chocolate world largest candy store ever, they had a bunch of flavors of Kit Kats I had never seen before, and ever since my uncle brought me back green tea flavored Kit Kats from Japan and they were amazing, I have been open to trying a bunch of different flavors of Kit Kats that have kind of been flooding the market lately. None have really matched up to that green tea one. Very few come close to being as good as just a regular Kit Kat, to be honest. So first up we have the lemon crisp Kit Kat, and then we have the Witch's Brew, which is marshmallow cream flavored. So definitely the one I have the highest hopes for out of these, because I think it goes the best with the Kit Kat form. Then we have very fall appropriate pumpkin pie miniature, and then finally this one I did not see in bag form, only in whole full-size Kit Kat form. This is apple pie. So doing the lemon crisp Kit Kat, and I'm going to eat the first half of it the way I guess normal people eat Kit Kats, and I'm gonna eat the second half the way that I eat Kit Kats, which actually might be the way that everyone does. That was a lot better than I thought it'd be. I think because it stays away from any of those cocoa chocolate flavors. It's like more similar to those wafers that are all those thin layers with like the cream on the inside, except it's covered in the cream and the cream is lemon flavored. It's actually really good. I honestly very much enjoy the lemon flavored cream or lemony white chocolate that coats the outside. And then as always, the inside of a Kit Kat is fantastic. So nice and crunchy. Oh yeah, I would eat more of those. That's really, really good. All right, so now I am trying the pumpkin pie miniature, perfect with the fall weather that has started up. From the smell, I am not really having high hopes for this. Very kind of heavy on some of the like spices that go into pumpkin pie. Not as much like the actual meat of a pumpkin pie, but we'll keep an open mind. It tastes like I'm biting into a bowl of potpourri or something, or like how you think a scented candle will taste. It's just really heavy on this like artificial spice that I'm really just used to smelling in like scented products and stuff like that, and not really eating. I don't really get pumpkin pie so much as that, which is a shame because as we know, pumpkin spice works so well with other things, such as lattes. No. This is a struggle for me to finish. Was pleasantly surprised by the lemon, which was great, but unfortunately the pumpkin pie one met expectations. Not a fan. Trying the apple pie flavored Kit Kat. Did not enjoy the pumpkin pie one at all, so that tempered expectations for me a little bit. But I did love the lemon crisp one, and this one smells more like apples than like apple pie spice. So I'm going to hope it goes more in that direction and is more similar to the lemon crisp than the pumpkin pie one, which was disastrously bad, I thought. Kind of in the middle, but closer to pumpkin pie, unfortunately. It is more appley than spicy, but again, it kind of falls into that trap where it tastes like it's really the scented candle thing. I get apple for sure, but it's like Yankee Candle apple and not like a delicious Honey Crisp apple. Definitely not as bad as the pumpkin pie, but not something I'm ever gonna try or eat again, for sure. Finally, we're trying the Kit Kat Witch's Brew, which has sort of a glow-in-the-dark color to it, which is really cool. Definitely fits the Halloween-y kind of vibe. This is a marshmallow cream flavored one. Seems like it fits more naturally to a Kit Kat than any of the other flavors I've tried. Then again, I was pleasantly surprised by the lemon, so. Okay. It's pretty good. Not as good as the lemon. Definitely a lot better than apple and pumpkin pie. It tastes much more like the marshmallows that you have in cereal, kind of like Lucky Charms or in oatmeal, than it does an actual marshmallow or like a s'more. And that's not a bad thing. Both kinds of those marshmallows are delicious. I will say I think that the flavor is like a touch strong. Marshmallow's a pretty mild flavor. When you get it with the crisp too, it really does kind of taste like a Lucky Charms marshmallow, which is good. Overall, pretty solid. And ranking these is an extremely easy 1, 2, 3, 4. Definitely lemon crisp. That's easily the best. Then the marshmallow cream, and then apple pie and pumpkin pie, neither of which I would ever want to eat again, and don't really recommend.